The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the guys that you haven't interviewed yet, but you would like to interview, what are some of the names that come to mind and why those particular guys?
Puzzle. Man, I've gone backwards and forwards with Puzzle, and I'm just throwing it out there, man. I've sort of alluded to it on numerous podcasts, and we've spoken, and we were locked in to do it, and then he pulled the pin one day, and then he went, just give me some time, and then in that time, he's released his book, his Puzzle book. He released Wildfire, the Adelaide documentation. He released the Zenith book. So he was working on a lot of things just prior to us talking to him. He would have had all those things going on. And, so we had to pull the pin on that. And then he hit me back one day and said, right, let's do this. And it was during a period that I was going through where I just I just wasn't up to doing the podcast for a few months there. So I wasn't doing it. So I was just like, bro, listen, I'm not doing it at the moment, but just give me a month or two and get back on top of shit and we'll do it. Puzzle's high on the list. I'd love to have Brad Strutt on. I want to have Lays on. Obviously, I just don't push people, man. I got a relationship with Lays. I worked with Lays for close to 2 decades on music, but I don't push him, man, because he isn't that dude, man. He's not, he's not about doing those interviews, even if it's just sitting opposite me without a camera and shit like that, Who else? Fuck, I don't know, man. We're kind of just ticking off the list. A lot of, I want to get around the country a bit more. So, I'd like to get Trials. I'd like to go over to Perth a bit more, get Matty B, get Disaster, get Shine, get Dash, get more dudes from Adelaide, just more dudes around the country, man. Reach out to the Northern Territory, because in recent times we have been kind of focused on, I suppose the podcast has always been focused on Melbourne, but I have been conscious of trying to get out there, getting Sir Rec back on from Death Wish Cast, or having Death Wish Cast on as a collective would be amazing, and then beyond that, doing the show live, I think, at a point, building the show to do live and then bringing these guests live. So, it's a kind of roundabout way of answering that, but yeah, there is, there's a handful of people on top of the list that I would love to get at, that the door is always open for. Atone from Sydney, he's another one, I think off the top, bam, they're kind of the ones. AKA, I've hit Ransom up on numerous occasions, yeah, man, just getting those sort of dudes, I love hearing that history, man, I love that shit.
Now, as someone who, does interviews, myself as well, there's, we've got lists. Some of the names you mentioned are right on our list as well.
Yeah, bro, I'll bet, yeah.
And we've got some names that we just think we'd love to do, but we've accepted it's never going to happen for whatever reasons. Do you have any names like that come to mind?
Nah, because I think we can make them happen. I think, I don't know, man. There's all those people I've said, I believe that we could make happen at a point, man. I believe that it's there to be had. It's there to be done. But it's a matter of just man. It's just we talking with Shaz the other week, and Shaz was like, man, I was talking to Brad. I've messaged Brad. I'm not, I'm not tight with Brad. I'm not close with Brad. I have other friends that are Len, and others are closer with Brad. But I've messaged Brad, and it's. It's sort of like, even Puz, like I said, we almost had him, we were this close, and I think we had Trem that week, and I had Trem, and I told Trem, I was like, man, I'm doing Puzzle next week, and Trem's like, word, you got Puz? And I'm like, yeah, man, and then he pulls the pin at the last minute, but, it's no disrespect at all, man, I get it, even coming here, dude, even you guys getting me here, it's taken, how long's it taken, 12 months of probably going backwards and forwards, really locking it in, me pulling the pin, it's probably been about that, man, and, so I get it, I don't, there's people that are, man, honestly, dude, the Beers Beats and the Beers DMs, man, are just like, oh, can we come on the show? It's a fucking week by week thing, but yeah.
The one name that really comes to mind for us as someone who will just never get to interview is Prowler.
Oh, bro. Well, see, there you go. Yeah, man. That's me too. Like, I mean, no one's even sort of told me that Prowse is. I would imagine Prowse is aware of the podcast. He must have heard, some of them. I mean, a lot of those dudes came up together. Deadly, I think, is someone. Like, I've hit Deadly up. He's someone that may never do it. Yeah, Prowse, obviously, bro. Prowse. Like he's the. Man, yeah, he's also Disguise, dude. Disguise is like the white whale, man. Like I've spoken to so many dudes. I've spoken to Johnny, like Johnny Jewel, Murder, Tame the other week. I'm like, man, can you get a Disguise, Astro Gaz from Melbourne, And they're like, oh, we saw him the other week, but he's not on social media. He doesn't have a phone, and people. That's why I say he's like the white whale. People see him around, but no one gets a photo of him or captures, or there's just that odd photo, or there's some shit like that. So he's another one that's on the list, man. Like he's another one where. Fuck, I'd love to get that dude, but there's a handful where I probably would go, it's I don't know. I mean, dude, listen, seriously, even getting Lays on there, man. Lays is like, I might have to chain him to the back of the car, man, just to get him down there one day. Like that's what it is, bro, just to get him down there. But it's there are definitely some that are going to be harder than others. But man, fuck, if we could ever get Prowse, that'd be something.
Part of the reason I bring it up is because we'd be happy to just see that interview anywhere.
Yeah.
It's on our platform, your platform, or anywhere. I just hope that Prowler sees this and he reaches out to someone. Just so I don't care who. I just want to hear from the dude.
Oh, Prowse, man. I mean, I've met Prowse in passing, and that's it. He's a mega low-key dude, and, he has his reasons for being that, and, and he's just not about it, man. Like I said, I've only met him in passing, and I've just met him at a show down in Melbourne, and, man, get him Prowse. I mean, did you ever hear that, was it in Melbourne Triple R, that Richie dude that did the special, and I think they had Tram and Deadly, and they had a bunch of people speak, so they did a Prowse special. They went back to, the recognition tape, and they went through a bunch of stuff, and it was dope, dude. It was like 2 hours, and I think that is and Prowse wasn't even involved in it, but I think that is as close as we'll get to getting Prowse, and who do you even reach out to? You talk to Trem, you reach out to Deadly, you talk to whoever might be close to him, man, we've spoken to a handful of people that are real close with him and continue to be close with him today, even talking to Platonic Lab, who's really come to the fore in terms of making music and, being the drummer for the Hilltop Hoods, he started out with Prowse, he started out before Prowse, but, he was deeply involved with all the Enough Said stuff. I mean, we spoke to Jace, Jace, who produced all the old RDC stuff, he produced 32 Lines, he produced, some of the Prowse stuff, and going back through the back catalogue, he did so many classics, man, Biases joints, Trem joints, joints for Lazy, Freedom Fighters and all that sort of shit, and then even beyond, did remixes for On Being in Queensland and all that kind of thing, so, we've come close to the source, but we've never gotten the source, man, even Jay Red, we've spoken to Jay Red, dude, and he grew up, Noble Park, grew up around the corner from Prowse. Even me as a kid, I grew up in Noble Park, so not grew up in Noble Park, but spent 2-3 years there as a kid, so yeah.
The other one that we get a lot of requests for that we've also accepted is probably just never going to happen is Jisso.
Oh, word? Really? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Reelsy, like a good friend of mine up here, Reels, he told me once, he said you should get Jizzo on, and I'm like, oh man, fuck, can we hunt him down? But yeah, I've actually never made any attempts to get him. Yeah, that'd be a fucking good one, man. That'd be a good one. Yeah, I haven't
to get, I reckon.
Is that right? Have you tried? Have you reached out? Because he's around.
Oh man, I've been trying, but
yeah. Reelsy was telling me he used to spend a bit of time with him in Sydney, but whether he's open to doing this now, I mean, obviously he had his little doco on YouTube, not his little doco, his doco on YouTube and all that sort of shit, and years ago. But yeah, fuck, I never even thought of Jizzo, man. That's one, man. That's a good one, man. I never thought of him.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.